Welcome to the Gritty Mamas podcast. We are here. We've made it. It's late again. My voice is hoarse and raspy. My eyes are bloodshot, but Carly is full of energy.
Oh.
She's ready to go.
Don't you know it?
Actually, I think the caffeine, does this have caffeine that you gave me?
Yeah.
That should be kicking in here in a minute. So, but we're here. Welcome to our podcast today. By the time you listen to this, hopefully it'll be this coming Monday, May 10th, the day after Mother's Day.
Yeah.
No, 11th. It'll be Monday, the 11th. And the event, May 9th, will have come and gone, and hopefully it will be successful. Mark is in the process of building a humongous, is it 20 foot?
I
think waterfall. Yeah. It's all for you, all of you attendees that are coming. So we've been busy at work with that.
Please bless, we can just get it all fixed and ready to go, and everybody shows up.
Yeah. Thank you for your patience last week with not being able to get a video out. We upgrade every week. This week we have brand new cameras, so we're not relying on just iPhones and storage control and iPads leaning.
Trying to upload
oh my goodness.
like memory that big of a file. In fact, James will look at our internet upload speeds and like what's happening at our house and be like, what were you doing? Look at this like huge jump in our uploader. Like, I was just only trying to upload an hour and a half to the cloud. No big deal.
Well, we were talking earlier about things that we've learned since the last time we podcasted. And Carly has been burning my ears with what she has learned. So why don't you just go ahead and share with everybody?
Oh, you guys. Okay, so occasionally
you need to get closer to the mic, woman.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Am I right or am I right? Is Carly a soft-spoken person?
No, that's the crazy thing. I'm not at all. Okay, so sometimes I feel the need to share with other mothers what I have learned, okay? So, moms, perk your ears up, especially if you have teenagers. Julie did not know that this was a thing. I did not until very recently know that this is a thing. So, when you hear the word taxiing, what do you think of, Julie?
Being on an airplane, taxiing on the way on the runway.
Okay. Or like a car.
Or a
yellow taxi, right? Okay, so I learned...
Wait, so it's taxiing?
Yes.
Okay. Taxi,
like
apostrophe ing.
Or I guess, or no apostrophe and two I's in a row. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't even know it's a real word.
Yeah.
But the teenagers have made it a word, just like they make all things words that don't exist. Or they change the definition of words, right?
For example, soaking, docking.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah, we know that. We know those words.
Yeah, or just like, she cooked. Or, no, they're cooking or they're cooked. Those are two very different words.
Chopped.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. They're like, wait, what? Anyway, they have now changed to taxiing. And this is something that our youth do that is absurd. And I'll tell you why. So this means your friends say, you should taxi with so-and-so and I'll drive. What they're saying to you is, I know you have a crush on so-and-so, or you're a boy, they're a girl, whatever. I'm going to drive you around. You're going to get in my car. I don't know if it's the back seat. I don't know. I don't want to know. Somewhere in the car. They're going to go and make out while somebody else films them and the driver's driving around town. So you've got at least 3 people, if not 4.
But why not just park and make out?
Because it's about, I don't know why the car has to be moving. Probably because cops are always getting on, you see a parked car, they're going to come with their flashlight and
I got
whatever.
busted for that.
Did you
get busted
really?
For that?
No.
Twice.
No. That's hilarious, actually.
It does happen. Yes.
So they're driving. My guess is to avoid being found out. But they're being recorded. So they have their friends watching them make out. And then they have it in their hand after on film. What happens to this film? What do you think happens to it?
I mean, they're obviously not signing any kind of contract.
No.
I mean, is it the property of the person filming or of the people making out? And who knows? Who knows and who cares?
They don't know. So here they are. They're underage, usually, not always, but these are, if they're of age, it means they're 16? But these are kids that now have footage of them making out with a guy, and the guy usually has it it gets distributed often. They say, oh, they'll never. Yes, it gets distributed. And then now not only are teenagers having to worry about how many likes their posts get or whatever, now they're getting critiqued on if they're good kissers or not. And people are watching them make out.
And
this is
measuring their kissing.
Yeah. Oh, they're a good kisser. Whatever.
And so let's just give our teens and kids more of a complex than they already have.
But it's like so much deeper than that, Julie. I am terrified because here's another aspect of it. What can AI do now?
Yeah.
You upload a video or a photo into AI, and what can it do? It can remove their clothes. So then it went from innocent and making out to actual,
porn.
I mean, on YouTube, they say corn because that word gets you in trouble.
Whoopsie.
So corn, Julie.
I don't follow all the rules.
That's why YouTubers don't say
yeah.
the M word. They say unalived, right?
Yes.
It's really annoying, but that's what they do to avoid all sorts of things, right? So anyway, it could be child material, right? And my neighbor, when I was telling her about this, she's like, oh, I have a friend whose daughter did that. And the boy distributed it all over the school, and he now has a record, and he had to postpone things in his life because now he has a record, right? And they didn't realize that what they were doing was bad because they're growing up in this world where they record everything, right? Well, I was telling my kids, I was like, listen, if you don't have some part of you going off saying, this is not normal. It's not normal to have an audience when you're kissing somebody. That's a problem. If you can't use your imagination to say, how could this possibly go bad? How could this not benefit my life? How could this cause problems in my life? You need to check something. Like, this whole situation is not good.
Yeah.
I mean,
what is it? What is it about it? The thrill? Who has the thrill here? I mean, all four of them? There's three people in the back, or is the person that's filming in the front seat turning around?
I'm sure it's different. It's all, but they're getting the thrill from the act, from watching the act, which is a whole nother layer of this that is so disturbing.
I just can't stop thinking about the fact that this kind of material can be turned into, it's AI. Now they're going to be watching fake corn.
Right, exactly. But what I can't get past is this layer in here that people aren't talking about corn in general, right? If somebody is participating in this, or watching this, do you think it's the first time they've watched something like that?
Yeah, where do they even get these ideas, for heaven's sakes?
They're watching real stuff on their phone, which means it's turning into a commonplace, normal thing.
Yeah.
It's not just a trend, it's acceptable to them. And it's like, they interviewed Ted Bundy. I've never watched the interview, so I'm saying this, that somebody else told me this, but if it's true, and I believe it, they interviewed Ted Bundy and they said, like, dude, what happened? Like, how do you go from the little kindergartner who has never done anything wrong to like psychopathic murderer, right? And he said, well, it started with soft porn. Eventually that's not enough. Yeah. And then you need the hard stuff. Yeah. And then you need the real thing. And then what do you do after you've had the real thing? You got to get rid of them, right? And so it's all progressive. But if they think that these behaviors are normal in public or semi-public in front of other people, like, what is next? And can they not see, I've heard that there's a trend of people, like business owners, who won't hire people that are younger than 30 because they don't know how to work anymore. They don't have any soft skills. They can't look each other in the eye. They can't have a conversation. They can't answer the phone. All sorts of crap like that, right? And now to add to it, there's going to be all of these images of them all over the place doing who knows what with who knows who. Yeah. And it's just like, we have to, as parents, know that this stuff exists.
That's the problem, right?
Yeah, parents have no idea.
Just the other day, I was looking at, I think India was trying to bust Xander for being on Snapchat. He wasn't on it, but she's like, look, Mom, it's just under hidden apps. And I was like,
oh yeah, there's hidden apps on phones. Yeah.
I did not. And I'm pretty phone savvy. Like I am checking their phones. I am reading their texts. My poor kids have zero privacy. I am reading their messages.
They shouldn't have it.
No, I deleted ChatGPT because some of my kids were using chat as a therapist. I'm like, no. That's a robot. Like you cannot, and it's catering to what you want to hear.
It's programmed to tell you what you want to hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
I use it, sure, for ideas but like when they're asking like, what should I do when I feel this way about, and then it's telling you. Anyway.
No,
so I
there's
deleted
actual
that.
legal cases against it for that reason.
But that said hidden apps. And I didn't know that on the iPhone. I was like,
there's all sorts of stuff. If you go, there are people, I think it was my oldest that told me there are kids at school that the other kids know they can take their phone to, and that kid knows how to bust it open. Whatever it is that their parents have locked, this kid knows how to unlock it.
They are not stupid.
No.
And that's a problem. We can't keep up.
No.
I mean, I am a Zennial. So before the millennials, you know, Zennials are like 1978 to 1984.
Is that what it is?
And then so I think it's Gen Z and then millennial.
I
and
can't
we're right
keep it straight.
I know. I don't know.
What years are the millennials?
I think like 1985 to 2000, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it's Gen X, and then Alpha.
I don't
Alpha
even know.
Sigma. I don't either.
know.
I just know that as a Zennial, I didn't even have a cell phone until I was home
College?
from my mission.
Yeah.
21 years old.
Yeah.
That's when we had phones, and they were flip phones, you know? And I didn't have, and at that point, there was no internet there was not smartphones. I had a Nokia.
We were like texting individual letters.
Yes.
And you were charged by like the word or something, right?
And your minutes.
Per text. Yeah.
So it's like we've had to evolve. And I'm sure this is the same with every generation, but this is just like on steroids with the technology and the things that kids are capable of, and Face ID. And I kept telling my kids, quit putting a passcode on, because I get into their phones and I check them, but I don't know their passcode. I'm like, stop. They're like, well, Mom, kids take our phones.
Yeah, they do. You have to have a passcode on it, because their friends do get on it. Yeah. You just have to make sure that you have a passcode that you know.
Yes, and I do now. I do know it. But then I'm having to memorize that for 3 of them. I can't imagine having to memorize all their passcodes.
They should have to have the same one, because then they are afraid that their siblings will get on their phone.
But sometimes they guess it. You know, and if I have
their
it
friends have guessed it?
No, my kids, you know, like I have a passcode that only I know for their phones, and they have a passcode for the phone to open it up.
Okay.
So they don't have the same one. They use like their school ID one.
Okay.
You know? I cannot keep up with all of them.
No. I mean, how could you possibly?
Speaking of that, it's like Maycember. And so we've all lost it with signing folders at night, signing your 20 minutes of reading. I'm like, I'm over it. We're not doing pancakes and oatmeal for breakfast. Right now it's cereal, because we're at the end of the year just trying to get through it.
Yes.
So putting on all of the security measures I have to do on their phone, I can't keep up. And
you are one person.
At one point I remember when my dad became mission president in New Jersey, and they said that the elders were allowed to have like VCRs or something, or DVDs or something. And I was like, what? And that gives them, and phones for that matter.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what? That's giving them access. And they said, well, at some point we have to trust our missionaries.
Yep.
And I think it's the same with kids. Like at some point, because there are times I tell them, turn in your phone, give me your phone at night. And there are times when I have fallen asleep before they have turned it in, and then they'll keep it. I mean, granted, it's blocked and they can't get in, but I don't want them to be able to text. I don't want them to be able to do a secret phone call at 2 a.m, because it's happened. But at some point, I cannot babysit them at 17 years old.
No.
They need to have some sort of like...
but trust is earned.
Yeah.
Right? And so you do also have to have some boundaries that they have. And then if they break those rules, and then the boundaries go stricter. I mean, there has to be some sense of accountability too, right? They can't just run you ragged so they get what you want.
And I'm proud of Xander today, because I took him to the airport. He's in Kansas competing. It's the national competition for tumbling and trampoline. That's
exciting.
And all that. Yeah. And I was trying to get him his boarding pass, and he couldn't open it. And it's because he doesn't have Safari. Oh. I was like, let's just put Safari on your phone for the weekend so you can have your wallet open to, you know, you can download the ticket. He's like, no, I don't want Safari, Mom. And I was like, why? I mean, I'm glad, but I was like, is there something that you need to tell me? Like, why don't you? He's like, no, Mom, I just don't want it on my phone. I was like, because of the temptation? He's like, yeah. He's like, because, you know, I'll get onto YouTube to look at something and something else pops up. I was proud of him because he's like, I just don't even want it on my phone. You know?
I mean, if something happened to my husband, we would be toast at my house, because he's the brains behind the operation, and he's got all of the filters on our house, on our Wi-Fi, on, you know, he's the one that has really provided a fairly safe environment for our kids to be online. Without that, I mean, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, and part of me, like, I have all the things. I block their phone. I have time limits. I have app limits. I have all the things. And again, I can't keep up with all of them all the time. And then it changes. You know, in the summer, I'll give them an extra hour at night and I'm blocking it at 9 o'clock. And
well, sometimes you put the boundaries in there, you put the timer, and then they don't work.
Yeah.
The phones are like, they're crap. Even though you get iPhones, they're not Gabs, they're not Trimmies, they're iPhones, and they still don't work the way they're supposed to.
It's a lot.
So frustrating.
But at the same time, I don't want there to be so much blockage and so many walls and filters that they can't choose for themselves. I mean, yes, I want to keep them safe, but like, I also want them to be able to, if they happen to come upon it,
to know what to do.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you have so many varying degrees of development in your house, and so do I. I mean, frankly, I have the same developmental levels, just fewer of them. 3. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, it's really hard, but one phrase that I picked up from some tech expert that I really do like is give your kids phones when you're ready for them to stop being kids. And I think there's a lot of truth to that, because they have to do a lot of grown-up things when they're on their phones, right? They have to make those grown-up choices. And I mean, their brains aren't done developing for a long time, but they're also, they say it's not a matter of if they see corn, it's when, and you want to give them the tools and you want to talk about it. And it needs to be like, you know, they say to have the birds and the bees talk with your kids when they're 8, right? Like or younger probably now, but I mean, from earlier than you want to and all of that, because it's just in their face. They need these skills, but also it's our job to not force it on them any earlier than we have to. The professor I TA'd for at BYU, it was like a family life class, and the advice that he gave that I loved was, find a family that's 10 years ahead of where you are, that you love and respect. You love where their kids are, the kind of people they are, all of that.
Mirror
and ask
what they're
them,
doing.
Ask them, like, what did you do, right? So when when we were looking at getting my girls' phones, I asked them, I said, you know, what did you do? And they said, 16. Their kids didn't get phones until they were 16. And I was like, that is so cool. But as my kids got older, that became really hard, because the school started to develop systems and programs where they had to have phones. I know.
And sometimes they'll say like, okay, boys and girls, open up chat. And I'm like, what?
No, they don't.
Yes, I mean, Xander said that to me today. I was like, I don't want chat on your phone. He's like, well, the teachers say, look on chat and ask, you know, or
no,
you know, like,
no, sir.
Will you unblock my phone so I can look at Skyward and Canvas? Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's the thing, is they have, those are, for people who don't know, those are like where they post their grades and keep track of stuff, the teachers do. And it's garbage, because half the teachers refuse to use it forever. So there will be kids that are friends with my kids whose parents are like, they ground their kids if they have Fs or whatever.
Yeah,
and they're always
graded
grounded.
it yet.
They're always grounded, because on Skyward, they tell their parents, look, well, your kid has an F. Well, it's going to be that way for half the semester, because if
they haven't graded anything.
Yeah, they haven't. And if they haven't entered it in.
Right.
So anyway, but they have to have Skyward. They have to have those things. But then in addition to it, they'll be like, well, pull up your browser and look at this online. Because I was kind of like, well, I don't mind talking text. We can do that. But what about not having a browser on, right? Like, let's just not do that part of it. And my kids were like, but Mom, I need it. Even in art class, they say, pull up a reference on your phone.
Yes.
You know, things like that. And so
but not everybody has I mean, I know in high school probably yes, but not everybody in middle school has a phone.
No, I don't think I'll give my boys phones that early. I think it's.
And then there's the when you do need to get a hold of them. I'm like, well, do we go back to old school? And
that family that I talked to said that anywhere your kid is, there should be a grown-up with a phone. And usually all their friends, like somebody in the friend group has one anyway. Like you should always be able to get a hold of them, right? And if it's like access to them, or you're afraid that you don't know where they are, you can always use Apple tags and backpacks. And there's other things you can do for safety or whatever.
Yeah. It's just not convenient.
It's not convenient. Yeah. And I do like the idea of having my kids have access. I mean, I don't want to get into it too much, but I have had situations where my kid has had to call me and say, I'm in a lockdown situation. This scary thing is happening at my school right now. This is not a drill. I've had that happen to me with my actual living child. This is not on TV. This is not news. This is not in my brain. This is not a dream or nightmare. This is really happening. I want my kid to have a phone in that situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get both sides of it, but I really think if we can hold my kids off my boys You know, we have like family 1 and family 2 because of the age gaps. But my girls got them at 14 and my number 2 got one at 12 because she traveled for soccer. Right. And I was like, you need this. You need to have a phone to get a hold of us. And they plan on the girls having that while they're out, you know.
And the other problem is the kids get made fun of. For example, the new phones, right? The iPhones, there's no button on here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But on older iPhones, they have the home button. And so at my kids' middle school, they're like, oh, you have a home button? Like, you're a loser because your phone's not updated or upgraded to the iPhone 54. You have an iPhone 8 because you're going to give your kids a crappy iPhone, right? But like, it has a home button and they're getting made fun of. So they're like, I don't want this phone. I'm like, I'm sorry.
This is the class disparity that we're seeing in this country getting wider and wider and wider and wider. Unless you make, I mean, I think both parents have to be making, 6 figures really to be able to keep up with this lifestyle. It's wild to me. But, you know, this isn't the same thing, but it just reminded me of this. YouTube is kind of a scary place full of lying liars who lie, you know. There's a lot of truth, a lot of cool things to learn, a lot of allegedly, maybe, perhaps, a lot of, you know, whatever. You can find good and find bad. But a little cheat for LDS people is if you go on YouTube and in the heading is the word Mormon, you know, generally speaking, it's going to be something that's unfriendly and not faith promoting, right? Yeah. Because years ago, the prophet said, people think that he didn't say it this way. This is my interpretation. People think that we worship Mormon. They have no idea that we believe in the Savior, Jesus Christ. They have no idea that we believe we're Christian and that Jesus saves us and all these things. They think that we worship Joseph Smith and the book and Mormon, right? Let's correct that. Let's make sure that we embrace the term Mormon because it was a derogatory term that they would call us as they were trying to kill us, running us out of Missouri where there was a extermination order, things like that. We just embrace it. Rather than fight it, we embrace it, right? Well,
you've seen the play, now read the book.
Yeah.
Meet the Mormons.
But from the 1800s, we embraced that name and it served us well to some degree and didn't others. So now
until he said, his words were, because I remember, it offends God. Because we were saying it's like the Church of the Mormons instead of the Church of Jesus Christ.
It's the Church of Jesus Christ. We believe that Jesus' church will have his name in it, right? And so we're saying the Church of Jesus Christ. So anyway, it's kind of a cheat sheet for me now to say if I hear people talking about Mormons and all of that, my ears perk up. I'm like, I know.
They're probably not.
Yes, I will listen with that perspective, not instantly thinking that I'm going to get some edifying, uplifting, faith-promoting content, right?
Yeah.
Well, what I want to teach my kids is the people who go straight to the button, the people who are making fun of you, this is a cheat sheet. This is like, you know, kids 101.
Filter out the
you'll always be
kids.
Made out of, made fun of for something.
Yeah.
This is getting it right out of the way. Oh, you're that guy? I don't want anything to do with that guy.
But my kid, we tell them that, but it's not like they always do it.
Oh, no, well, it's just hard. It's hard to feel disparity.
I mean, like India would wear this cute little fanny pack, not in her front, but kind of like, a side purse. She put her phone in it, and it was great because she never lost her phone. It never got cracked until someone made fun of her for having a fanny pack. And now she doesn't wear it anymore. And now she has a big crack in the camera. And I was like, why do you care what they think? But that's easy for me to say, you know?
Yeah, I think some kids you speak to with logic and some kids you speak to in more of the emotional, but what really helped me, honestly, was when my dad was like, Carly, do you respect those people? I don't remember what we were talking about as far as specifics to who was being unkind to me or going against me somehow, making me feel either powerless or dumb or, I don't remember what it was, but it was something like that. My dad was like, do you like them? I was like, no, I hate them. Do you respect them? And I was like, no, I hate them. He's like, then why do you care what they think? Right? Like we give people power over our life and our worth and how we feel, and we don't look at them and respect them. So why would we care what they think? Mm-hmm. It's just we have this innate desire and need to be liked, right? But if we can look at them and be like, well, I don't like you, so why would I care what you think? I don't like who you are, right? And it's like...
But that's us saying that as adults. Like, I wish that I could instill that in Ari, who is 11. And
yeah, I think it's a teenager thing. I think my dad got it into me when I was a teenager. I think every kid is different, obviously. But I think that they have the capacity if you can meet them. I was just a very... Like, math was one of my strong suits, right? Like, I think logically A, B, C, D, E. So if you don't like them, if you don't respect them, then why do you care?
Yeah.
Right? It was very mathematical to me. Like, oh, that's
Which is
logical.
interesting because you're so creative. You've got both sides of the brain firing.
Well, I mean, my intellectual IQ math part of the brain only goes so far, right? Like when my calculus teacher couldn't tell me when in life you use calculus or how it's used or what it really means. I was like, peace out, man. Like I need real logic. I need like that's not logic to me.
Cosine over sine. You're not going to use that anywhere?
I mean, you could not pay me to do that all day as a job.
I know.
And now we have chat, so.
I know.
Actually,
okay,
I've never used it for that.
Do you want to know what I learned?
What?
Well, I was at the gym one day wearing
Here we go.
cute little gym shorts that I had gotten, and an old 75-year-old man came up to me and he said, "I like your shorts." And mind you, this man is constantly inappropriate.
Okay.
He will, for example, he went up to one of my friends and he's like, "You have breast implants, right?" And she's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Now,
Come again?
yeah." And he's like, "So does that make nipple stimulation like different?" Or like, was
No.
yes. And she was like, "I mean, I don't even know how she got out of it, but he was curious about like, does it affect the way your nipple is if you've had a breast implant?" So this is this same man, but I'm actually grateful to him because he came up to me and said, "I like your shorts," and I was like, "Thanks, Bob." And he's like, "So are you trying to tell me something?" And I was like,
What?
What are you talking about? Well, I have pineapples on my shorts, but they're upside down pineapples.
Okay.
Some of them are right side up and some of them are upside down.
Yep.
I had no idea. Okay, we're back to this conversation when people said, "Well, what do you think about toys in the bedroom?" I mean, it's fine. Just make sure you put the Legos away and put the lid on and put it away. And I don't care if they have toys in their bedroom.
Yep.
Bless my heart. Okay, so I'm like, what's wrong with my... And so anyway, if some of you were like, what is she referring to?
Mom talk. Sounds like mom talk.
Gosh, upside down pineapples. What does that symbolize, Carly?
Swingers. Which I want to know.
What the heck?
I was not an adult for very long in the Seattle area. I moved away when I graduated high school, and then we lived there again in between school for like a year and a half as grown-ups, right? But like, that's not the world that I lived in when I lived there. So I want to know, is this like a Utah thing? Are there swingers everywhere? I want to know.
I have no idea.
What
you guys,
is with
you guys
this?
fill us in. But like, did anyone else not know that? Or did everyone know that if you, I guess you put like a pineapple on someone's porch or on your porch to
You
to
have
signal.
decor that's pineapple. You have a door hanger. You have a potted plant. You have something in, your window.
It's like the
or-
rainbow flag. This house supports LGBT.
Yeah.
If you have a pineapple of some kind,
It's like we're swingers.
specifically upside down, I don't know.
I don't know. It could be, I think
Then
so.
we're a swinging home and you are welcome here.
Well, I think it's more like you're invited.
Yes.
Is what I think it is.
Yes.
But I grew up.
But Bob said to me, "You got upside down pineapples." I was like, "So?" And then
What gives?
someone else was like, "Well, Julie, that means you're a swinger." And I was like, "Oh,
You'd
that's
have to be
great."
married to be a
And
swinger.
I know. I was like, well, that's fine. But anyway, so I learned about upside down pineapples. We've learned about taxiing. Anything else that we need to discuss before we get into the real topic of what we're going to talk about?
My brain is just like exploding
It's
with
now
things.
almost, it's 10 to 11. We're getting a little bit slap happy.
All the cameras are still on,
Yes,
right?
we're still recording.
We're still going. That's our cameras that we got, you guys. The viewer thing flips so we can actually see and make sure that we're still recording and make sure that we're not sliding so we
Yes.
can't use the video.
Tilting. That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So it's good. It took us a while to set it all up, and poor Mark.
We've been thinking of doing like a live YouTube for all of you.
Oh,
Would you
yeah.
be interested in having
Yeah.
Carly live on YouTube answering all of your questions because
Me?
yes, you, because she has knowledge and wisdom, people. I know you know it because I hear it. I hear people when they come up to me, they say, "I really like your co-host." I'm like,
People are
I
so
know.
kind. They're so
know.
kind. I think somebody this last week left a comment how we're a good team.
Yeah.
And I just think that we are. I don't know why or how, but I think we both, we have no problem being interrupted.
Yeah.
We have no problem having opinions.
Mm-hmm.
We're not easily offended.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is.
Well, and the conversation keeps going,
Yeah.
There's not this awkward
We're
silence.
both talkers.
Yes, that's helpful.
Yeah.
that neither of us have a problem talking.
And I think we're both inquisitive, right? Like we want to know more.
Yes.
Like, tell me more.
Yes.
You know, we're talking about taxing. You're like, wait, front seat, back seat? How does that work?
Yes, I was picturing this in my mind, people. Then I'll tell you this word, but I'm not going to tell you what it means because it's totally inappropriate. But Dana came home and told me, Mom, have you ever heard of snowflaking? And I was like, I mean, like snowflakes? And she explained what that meant, you know, in terms of high school.
It makes me feel
and
icky just hearing it.
It's awful. I told you, and you remember, right?
I think I blocked it out. I've heard the word, and I'm like, I know you told me I know that it has to do with physical things, but
yes.
Yeah, I don't understand any of it. I don't understand like the why. And I'm like, is it because I had a dad who like loved me? I mean, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but my dad literally said to me one day, Carly, your eyebrows are perfect. Like perfect. Don't ever touch a hair of your eyebrows. So I literally, to this day, I'm 40 years old. I have never plucked one hair out of my eyebrows. Not one time. Because I trusted him. He loves me. He made me feel beautiful. I looked in the mirror. I was like, he's right. Never thought about it again.
But you also have been gifted with nice brows.
Oh, yeah, right. But he made me feel confident. And I don't know if you pay attention to brows. I do, because it's just like, you know, I feel proud about my eyebrows, so I pay attention to eyebrows, but then I don't feel proud about like my legs. So I'm always looking at people's legs, being like, I wish I had her legs. You know what I mean? Like you just pay attention to certain things. But eyebrows come and go. When we were younger, they were really thin. And then they've gotten thick. And now they like brush them up.
Oh,
you know,
I'm not a big
it is so bad. There's a few people that I look at. I'm like, I wish I could take a picture of you right now. You're like, want to go like this
so bad with both your fingers and just like make them straight. I can't get on top of that.
No, but we've lived long enough to see these trends and how bad they are.
Like brows sticking straight up like this. I'm like, please, let's brush them so that they're going the way the hair follicle is going.
Like
why are you going against the grain?
Natural look. Yes, exactly.
Yes. Speaking of eyebrows, here at Sundara, Whitney White does permanent makeup.
Yeah, your mom did that.
Yeah, so she does permanent makeup on your eyebrows. It lasts for like 2 years, so it's not necessarily permanent and will start to fade. But she like it's like tattooing on eyebrows, and she does fantastic work. So check out Whitney White. At Sundara, here at Sundara, she does that. That's what she is just professional at. And she tattoos a lot of other things as well. For example, areolas, which I did not know was a thing. But for cancer patients who have gone through chemo or mastectomies, she will, and then had reconstruction, she will
The reconstruction is an art form itself because they have to make something from basically nothing.
Yes.
And then that's where Whitney comes in and finishes the job and makes it look 3D.
And then she's doing, eyebrows on alopecia patients. It's not necessarily always just because people want, fuller eyebrows. It's for people that have none.
Yeah.
So that's all done here at Sundara. Okay, so something else that I've kind of been forced to learn, and this is because I don't have any money to pay anyone. And we talked a few weeks ago about all of the different systems on the computer, like, Go High Level is a website platform, iMovie on the iPhone. I've had to learn about this Circle community. I've had to learn about Final Cut Pro, GarageBand, and how there's all these different buttons that you have to trim a different way on this one, but trim is Command Z on that one and Command B on that one.
It's like you're learning different languages.
Oh
it's
my
like
gosh.
You're learning. So my Ellie is going to go speak Spanish on her mission, but she learned French in high school.
Oh, man.
And they're both Latin languages.
Yeah.
And so as she's learning Spanish, the French will help her, but it also messes her up. It's the same thing. It's like you've learned this one computer language, but now it kind of helps you over here, but it kind of messes you up.
And that's where chat has helped me, because I'll get into chat and like, how do I make this bigger? How do I move this image? And then it will just feed it to me. It's fantastic. It's like my little tutor. But so I'm in this situation where I'm like, I cannot continue living this way. I know I can't rely on the petitioner. I know that will never happen financially. I know that I can't rely on the church forever, and I don't want to. I want to be self-sufficient and self-reliant, and I don't want to have to depend on people or ask. It's not that I'm too prideful to, but after 2 years of receiving food help and mortgage help, like people will be like,
it's
time to move on, Julie. And you want to say, like, don't you think I know that? And don't you think I want to? But like, I'm still trapped in the family court system, which is the whole point of this event.
Are there any updates while we're there?
The only update I have is that he canceled his parent time tonight and this weekend. But
I'm shocked. This is me shocked. Can you see I'm shocked?
It's just hard because you have to tell your kids, he's not coming. Well, why? I don't know. He canceled. And then you think, oh, well, maybe he's going to get a gig and bring in, some help. But that hasn't been what's happened. So we have mediation in June.
Okay.
And that's if he shows up.
What happens if he doesn't?
I don't know. Then you reschedule for another mediation.
So do you have to pay the attorneys? Like his attorney shows up, your attorney shows up.
Yes.
Like, so you're paying the attorneys to show up and then he doesn't.
Yes. And not to mention, you have to pay the mediator the day of.
Regardless of if he mediates because he's not there.
Yes. And so we're trying to tell, my lawyer, like, look, can you tell them to come with cash in hand so that we know that at the end of this mediation, he's not going to like double bill me for it because he didn't show up. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that wouldn't happen, but
I don't think they can.
No,
do that.
But I'm having to pay my attorney, and then you say, well, we'll file a motion that he'll have to pay the attorney fees for that day. But it doesn't ever happen.
Right. It's like, well, that's great, but
I mean, I was awarded attorney fees
right
in trial, and have they received a single dollar? Like, no. So Steve would say to me, Julie, you just have to say to yourself, it's a moral victory. And that has helped, but it doesn't help, the load or the financial strain. So no, there's not a whole lot of updates other than June. So now where was I before then?
So we're talking about what you're learning
to
get yourself out of financial ruin.
Yes, which is like, so I was saying I'm sick of relying on people and being dependent on people. But like when you're trapped in family court and like people are like, sell your house, get out of there. Your neighbor's
so off. Sell your house.
First of all, there's the financial aspect. Like I can't buy a house in the market right now. I can't sell the house in the market. But even if things were great, let's say the rates were unheard of, his name is still on the mortgage.
Right.
And I cannot legally do it.
Things are final.
Ugh.
I mean, even best case scenario, if you did sell it, if you were allowed to sell it, you would still have to figure out what part of that you give to him. Because when you have arrears...
That's the problem. And he has equity and...
Like, do you give him money because legally you're supposed to, but then he owes you just as much, so why don't you just keep it? Well, because you could get in trouble with the court if you don't give him the money, but then, I mean, it's
which is why we tried to resolve it and send them a global settlement. Here, I mean, there was other things, that we added in there, but the gist was you can have all of your arrears and the money that you owe wiped away, clean slate, and we'll just exchange it for equity. It's like it's a clean trade. But he ghosted me, or my attorneys, and probably his own. So I can't move forward which is another conversation we've had. I can't stand waiting for people. I just do it my dang self. And even if I were to hire...
Nobody cares about anything like you do.
No. And I totally get that. Like,
so you're going to be faster than anybody else.
Right. And especially when it involves survival.
It's your every minute of every day. And it's so exhausting.
And so when you're talking about you need two parents and making six figures, I'm just like drowning all the time.
Right. Yeah.
But then when people, 4 years later, like, you're still in it. I'm like, but trust me, I do not want to be here.
Right.
But I don't know what else to do. And
well, my argument has always been, it doesn't matter how you got here. This is where you are. Like yelling at somebody or lecturing them or how did you not know or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. All of that is a moot point. You're here and now you got to deal. That's it. That's all you can do.
Yeah. And it's like we were saying with, it's late and we're losing our train of thought left, right, and center.
I'm here with you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, where were we?
Still, what are you doing to pull yourself
back
up by your bootstraps and get out of the hole, man?
Well, I am trying to create, because you know me, I think I've lost a lot of confidence throughout all this, because there's been times where I'm like, I swear I should be ahead of where I'm at. I swear I'm smarter than this. I have a college degree. I speak
the
two languages. I know, and I know I do it to myself, but like also,
well, you've been conditioned
yes,
to do it to yourself.
Yes, there's that, and
Yes.
I'm not going to downplay, because I mean
that's what abuse does.
Yes.
Is the gaslighting makes you question everything about yourself, and then when they're gone, you continue to do the gaslighting yourself.
And I can catch myself, but at the same time, I'm like, no, but really, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, this is like the biggest thing that I have said to Julie, and that I think she continually needs to try and understand. I don't know if you'll ever really get it, but when you at the end of the month, when you're like, oh my gosh, I just barely like came up for air, and then the new month starts and I'm back behind thousands and thousands of dollars again when I just did this. The fact that you got there by the end of the month, that you were not in the red by the end of every month, you see green or just flat out zero. That is such an accomplishment.
And I'll say it again, it's tithing.
Yeah, I mean,
I will say
it's good habits, it's faith, it's help from people, but it's the fact that you can do that. You've got to give yourself more credit, because
you're right. I do.
It is such an accomplishment to not have, like, if you wanted to put it a different way, you would not ever have any arrears.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You make good on all of your bills. And that deserves like all of the praise, all of the awards. So you don't have excess. Okay, but you're making it, like you're figuring it out. And so you have to give yourself that credit and allow yourself to sit with that for a minute.
Yeah.
All by yourself.
I do.
Like
You're right.
That's freaking amazing.
There's one thing that came back, that when I had my little
brain fart.
Yes. It was that, like, yes, people were like, well, Julie's such a complainer. Just go get a job. Just work 9 to 5, you know? And we've talked about like, oh, well, the money will just go to my childcare. But the other problem is when you're in litigation, and let's say I start making money and I go get a 9 to 5, chances are, because this did happen, I would have to be paying him alimony. And like, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen.
There's no way that a woman who has 8 children to take care of should be paying for a single man.
Right.
No.
But that's what was argued. They tried to argue that I should pay him alimony. I was like, this is outrageous. So it's not like I was withholding that. And some men will withhold working, you know, and claim disability and, you know, all the things. But if I were to go and make a ton of money, then I would be paying him alimony. So it's not like I tried to stay poor, because I was like, I am desperate for anything. But like,
as my dad would say, why are you going to bust your ass?
Yeah.
Oh, it's basically like there's this conundrum that the government has created, where people will work just enough to qualify for benefits and whatever, but then they'll never exceed or excel or do anything outside of that, because then they lose all of their benefits and then they're poorer than they were before. Right. And so it's like they purposely don't want to work hard.
Yeah.
Because if they do, they get no more benefits.
Right.
It actually behooves them. It benefits them to underperform. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing with, and it shouldn't be that way. And it shouldn't be that way with you either. But it's like you have to play this game. I think it's become very clear that you are the engine, right? You're the little engine that could.
Yes, I love that.
And it's incredible, but you don't want it to make it so that you have to. Let's say, I can put it this way: you're already doing everything you can to stay afloat. If you were to add another person, adult or child, to your load, you would drown. It's not whether or not you should, which you absolutely should not have to take care of him on top of everybody else, but you couldn't.
Yeah.
It's too much. You're doing enough.
I know, and I'm tired. I guess my point to all of this is that I freaking can't do it all. I cannot do it all. And it's too much for too long, which is why I'm pre-diabetic, because it's so much stress. And there's millions of women and men that are dealing with this every day on their own. And so, again, I wanted to build a community for women specifically, just because this is a platform and a podcast about women.
you do what you know, right? We
Yeah.
know femininity. We know, estrogen. Like,
Exactly.
we are women. Like,
Yeah.
that's what we can relate
Yeah.
to. We don't want to stand up and try and be something we're not.
Right.
We're women.
So I created this not little, I mean, it's already grown to 10 people.
10? You didn't
10
tell me
people,
that?
yeah. So it's my little Gritlock, which is obviously a spoof off of Gridlock, just trying to find fun words because it's fun for me to kind of tie everything together. But it's this community, a little small subscription every month of women who want to better themselves and have more determination and ambition and tenacity and grit and purpose and finding your identity again and the things that you love.
Is there some accountability in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I decided to again, this goes back to, I know I keep backtracking, but like, I'm just like, I cannot keep watching a million dogs, picking up all the dog crap.
It's unsustainable.
It's not mentally, and like, and the house is falling apart. The scratching on the paint is coming off from all the dogs scratching. And then I'm worried about the barking and the neighbor next door, I'm like, I have to do something, and I can't just wait for litigation to be over. I can't wait until the appeal goes through. And I've always known this, but I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to move forward. But again, I have that, just go, just do this, just go.
The fire under your feet. And I will say, you've had a plethora of people say, Julie, help other women.
Yeah.
You know stuff. You don't know. I mean, I have these experiences where I run into women. A lot of it happens at Costco. I don't know why, but I'm in these conversations with other women, and I end up having some little tidbit of information that I didn't even know I had. I have a connection to somebody, right? Often it's, oh, you need this doctor or this school for this thing or whatever, right? And your brain just hides information until you need it, right?
And God puts you in the right place at the right time.
Yes, but you've experienced a lot of things, and they're things that other women need.
Yeah.
Right. It's like,
I guess it's because I feel like I'm like, well, I'm still like struggling here. How can I help you when I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do for my dang self.
But you've done so much. You've been, I mean, what year was it when you walked out? Was it 2022? I mean, you're
almost 4 years. Yep.
Right. So in 4 years, you've learned way more than you know. Right. Yeah. And you haven't had anybody come and sweep you out of the situation. You haven't gotten married. You haven't even dated. Mm-mm. Like, you don't have these, young parents, young, super wealthy parents that are like, come live with me. I'll take care of everything.
Yeah.
I'm hitting the camera.
It's okay.
You've had to really figure this out and use your resources.
That's what it's been. I've been resourceful.
Yes.
I've asked for help from certain people, and
you've also been resilient.
Yeah, thank
right?
you.
You're going to have to teach. So the idea with the Gritlock is somehow imparting this information to them and being able to, a lot of people just need to be validated. Yeah. Right. Another thing that comes to mind is Jared Halverson, who we both love. He's an LDS guy who actually he went to, what's it called? Trinity School? Is that what? Divinity School. Yeah. And so he isn't just knowledgeable about our faith, but he's knowledgeable about, he actually did like a PhD in anti-religious rhetoric, right? So with everybody, but when kids or anybody, they're having a faith crisis, everybody says, oh, I want Jared, you got to talk to my kid, my dad, my whatever, right? So you can talk to them about this. And he says, this is how I interpret it, but he basically says it's a waste of time. And the reason why he says that is because this isn't an interview that I listened to. I think it was on the Comeback podcast with Ashley. I can't remember her name. Anyway, but he basically says all they're looking for is somebody to validate them. Somebody to say, I hear you.
I heard that too, because he came up to his wife because he had been on a phone call for 2 hours with someone.
Yes.
And he went up to his wife and he's like, I am so sorry.
Yes.
It was not that it was a waste of his time, but he's like, anybody could have done that.
Yeah, he doesn't say it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
But he basically says it's a waste of time because somebody that knows them and loves them absolutely could have stepped in and done what he did and validated, said, that's so worth asking. That's a question that needs to be asked. Yeah. We need to talk about this. And you're not dumb for thinking it or a bad person or whatever, right? And I think that's a lot of who you are. You have the PhD in divorce court, right? You've had the experience, but now your purpose is to find those people who don't have the family members who are listening to them like Jared does, right? You're seeking the women who need somebody to talk to and say, you're not crazy.
Yeah.
And this is my experience.
And it's not just for, obviously women that have been
it's not just
divorced, but or, in domestic abuse, but for women that want to build more resilience and build more grit, develop more grit in their lives.
Imagine, I don't care if they're married or single. Just imagine another human being that has 8 children. Yeah. If I had 8 kids, I'd be looking for another woman to say, this is how I manage this.
Which is why I built my little, I don't even want to say platform, because I never meant for it to grow like it did. And to be honest, I've had this Instagram for 10 years and I'm at 30,000, I don't even know what I'm at. 30,000, like that's not that much over 10 years.
Yeah.
So I never was trying to really build it, but because I was looking for community and I was looking, because I was home alone all by myself all the time.
Yep.
Because he was always gone.
And you're an extrovert. I'd say you're an extrovert.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, you might be an extroverted introvert.
Yeah.
But you're outgoing every time I see you. I bet you get tired of it though.
I mean, I think that I come across to people as intimidating. I've been told that.
Me too. I don't understand it.
Really?
Yeah.
And
okay. I've had family members say that
yeah.
too. Yeah. I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, and I mean, I guess I can see it because I'm not open and warm and friendly. Like,
I think it's confidence. I think you just come across as confident.
Well, that's great. That's good. I'm glad because I'm like, what am I going to do? Make a community about women because I know how to make them feel validated. I mean, that's what therapists do, right? But they have skills and knowledge
100%.
Behind it.
Which you have. I mean, okay.
Experience, sure.
Let's put it this way. Would you rather go to somebody who has all of the knowledge in the world, who's studied every book, read every book there is, and read every study there is out there, but has never had anything hard happen in their life?
Yeah.
Or would you rather go to somebody that is not studied,
but
has experienced a lot in the world, right? I mean, ideally there's both.
Right.
But I would say in the job market, there's, I've had friends that are like killing it, like in the C-suite at big companies and can't go anywhere outside of there because they've been in that company for 25 years, started from the ground up. They are the best in what they do, but they don't have a master's degree or even an undergraduate degree because they're programmers and they taught themselves what they need, right? So they made it top. And then they're in their 40s getting degrees just so they can move companies, right? But you can do the reason I say that is you do need an education for a lot of things, but you can go so far without one, right? Because this is where I got to this. Most companies, especially smaller companies, would hire the person with actual experience over the person with a degree.
Right.
You are living what a lot of people only watch or learn about. And so it's easier to say, when you're on the stand testifying, you should act or say certain things. But somebody who's actually testified can say, it will feel like vinegar coming out, but you need to say this, right? You add that experiential factor that it's not just like relatable, but it's like invigorating, and it's like, it adds confidence because it's coming from somebody who's actually done it.
And I will say, and this always makes me feel better because I feel like it inspires me when I've inspired someone, because all the time I get DMs of people saying, I just want you to know I have 3 kids. And I always say to myself, I didn't want to get out of bed today. I didn't want to make the beds. I didn't want to make breakfast. But like, if Julie has 8 kids and she's doing it, I mean, one woman, it was snowing, a huge snowstorm. And I lived 2 blocks away from the church, but we walked to church in this blizzard snowstorm because we didn't have to drive. Like, we just walked. But it's the easiest excuse to just say,
I'm not going.
Right. She reactivated her. She's like, it was that moment where I said to myself, if Julie can take 8 kids to church, get them ready, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I was so thankful that it inspired her to go to church that day and then to continue going.
Yeah.
And then people will say, she's got 8 and she's...
I say it to myself all the time because when you talk about some of the things your kids are doing, I'm like, well, I have one that's doing that, but I have one, and everybody's life feels hard and whatever, but I think we all have, I don't know if it's coping mechanisms or a way to get momentum, and comparison can be the thief of joy, but it can also be informative. It's information that can propel us forward, and to think, well, I could have twice as many kids. That would be harder, I think it just enables you to maybe have perspective.
Yeah. And so I was just like, to heck with my lack of confidence, to heck with my insecurities.
You're doing this.
To heck with the imposter syndrome. Like, well, but who am I to say? I've just got to go. I cannot continue to sit here and wallow and wait.
Yep.
So I created the Gritlock, and we're focusing right now, and it's evolving as it goes. This one is a private group. There's also another feed it's kind of like an open Facebook group, but it's my own personal community.
You have to log into an app called Circle,
which we'll link below. But there's a free feed and then one that's paid monthly for $8 a month, and we focus on what I call the grits of life. So the G is for growth, like personal growth. The R is relational. How you show up in relationships. The I loved working in acronyms. It helps me to remember things, but the I was internal. So the mental, what we think about, because the brain controls everything, right? And then the T is for training, physical training.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right. Because the mind body connection, like that together is just this beautiful kingdom that makes everything great. And then the S was for spiritual, which is, however you ground yourself, faith-based higher power. And so this week we were focusing on some of the internal things. And so like on day one, I was like, okay, today we're going to focus on our negative thoughts. Just notice them. You don't have to do anything. Just notice it. Just catch yourself thinking a negative thought. How many times you do it in a day? And then that night they'd come back and like report and say, gosh, it was more often than I thought. And then day two, okay, this time I want you to catch yourself in the negative thought, reframe it. Like, oh, I sucked at that. And well, I wasn't very good, but I'm getting better, or I'm going to try again tomorrow. Just reframe it. When we've talked about rewiring your brain, and this is just like this slow moving way.
I watched something
to do
today that said when you think negative thoughts, it actually creates gray matter in your brain.
Oh,
and I was
great.
like, I've got to look into this, because they said if you knew what it did to your physical brain, you would never do it.
Yeah.
Because it's so bad for it. I was like, ooh, I gotta look into this more. But
you're right.
It's motivating. It's motivating. And that's the whole point of
this.
Of Gritlock.
And then today, day 3, I said, okay, today is no complaining for 24 hours.
How long did you make it?
I was at the gym, so it was already in the morning. So I sent that out this morning earlier, and then by the time I got to the gym, I was doing hip thrusts. So like glute, bridges. And I was like, oh, I do not want to do that. And then I froze, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just had my first complaint. But I recognized it, And so then the ladies will get on and they say, I complained before I even walked out the door this morning. So it's like there's accountability in there. There are women that are cheering each other on. And I've got 10 awesome founding women in the Gritlock already. And I would love for people to join. The more the merrier.
And I want to contribute. We've been talking about how I can contribute.
Because I keep telling her, freaking get an Instagram.
And I am apprehensive and nervous.
She's much more cautious than me, and I can understand it. And it's her upbringing.
It's being a Cobb's kid. It's watching a lot of YouTube, like bad guys.
But this is one thing that Carly has said. It's great quality in you. You can recognize your gifts, because I'm always like, I have no gifts. I don't know what I have. We all do, but I don't know what they are. Yeah. But she can say, no, I have this gift of consuming information, and then it's my responsibility to share it.
Yeah, I feel like I have a PhD in watching YouTube. You know what I mean? Or a podcast or whatever. It's one of those things that you don't realize how much you know until you need it, right? And one of the things that Julie and I have talked about is maybe posting some of my favorite lessons that I've learned, like Jefferson Fisher episodes, right? Like I got distracted, shocking, I know, but I started to look at the Jefferson Fisher one for this week for positive thoughts and stuff. And I was like, I'm pretty sure there's one. So I'm going to look and see if there's one that we could post. I don't know how the website works or not, but what I'm going to do is just send stuff to Julie and let her figure out what she wants to do with it.
Oh, well, you can get in there and just drop it in there.
Yeah, I'll have to go and explore it. I don't work well on phones, and I've only had my phone when I've gone to look at it. I need to do it on a computer, but I'm kind of I'm not a writer, but I have reoccurring thoughts in my head that I like to put on paper,
You should be a Deseret News op-ed writer. You'd be good at it. Yeah. I've done it.
Have you really?
Yes, I have some articles out there.
You just send them in and they're like, yeah, we'll publish that.
And they'll edit.
Interesting. Did they pay you?
I got paid for one of them. It was a whole $50, but it's because it got like 100,000 views or something.
Oh.
And so when I reached a certain point, they're like, then we start to pay. And I was like, awesome. Of course, I was writing about the petitioner and how proud I was.
Of course. That worked out real well. You should write an update.
Oh, believe me, I've been thinking about what my topic's going to be without being too petty. You know,
adding extra information that doesn't necessarily need to be in there, but
making it like, little digs here and there. But
will
also,
they publish that?
I don't know. They've published 3, maybe 4.
But negative about.
That's what I'm saying. I need to make it in a way where there's like a slight dig in there, but like also inspiring or something that is informational. I don't know. I've been thinking about it for a long time and it has not come to me yet. But
it will eventually.
So Carly is going to drop her wisdom and knowledge in there.
So I thought I could write a few things. I wrote something yesterday that was just thoughts I was having in my head about the perspective that you give yourself. You know, you can, I've just often thought, I do have perfect eyebrows. You know, that's my one thing my dad has always said. I mean, he made me feel like $1 million. It's me that I'm like, well, at least I still have my eyebrows. You know, I don't have that hourglass pre-baby figure or whatever. I always thought I was really smart until I heard other people's ACT scores. I was like, just kidding. I don't test well, apparently. But I've always felt very average. You know, I'm not very anything. And then it occurred to me one day that because I don't have any super strong anything that sets me apart physically, you can't identify me outside of my bun. Like I don't stand out for any reason. It enables me to fit in crowds, right? When I was working with young women, I'm their size, their height.
And I will say I've taken Carly to a couple of events that I've been to. And, you know, you always worry when you take someone for the first time and you're like, I got to make them feel comfortable and I got to make sure that they don't feel stupid. I did not have to worry about that with you.
I just start talking to people because I love to hear people's stories. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is fantastic. She can fend for herself. Like, I don't have to worry about her.
It was fun for me. It was not, I enjoy that kind of thing. And so I feel like the way that I was made, the way God created me was such that I can talk to anyone, I can fit in around anyone, I can validate people. I have experiences all over the board and all different things, and so I can make conversation with a lot of people and hopefully make them feel loved. I feel like the Lord has enabled me to see people's hearts and to get to know people quickly, you know. And anyway, I feel like being able to see myself from that light instead of the light of like, well, what's special about me? What's special about me is that I understand a lot of people because I'm not good at any one particular thing, because I don't have a skill set. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a big career or a name that people know or whatever, right? Like,
but you're also just like a great listener. I mean, when you talk to Carly, she is engaged and listening and
I love
active
hearing
in the
people's
conversation.
Stories.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely am invested. Like,
yeah, I know.
It's hard for me to not be invested in the person I'm sitting across. I can't describe it. I don't understand why I am that way. But like, I cannot tell the solicitors at my door. Like, I open the door and I have to hear what they're there for, and I have to find out how long they've been there and like where they're from and if I can help them. And my husband's like, just shut the door. And I'm like, I know, but look, they're such nice boys. And like, they need encouragement, and they're not trying to annoy us. They didn't know it was dinner time, whatever. Right. Yeah. My dad, actually, this is funny. Back in the day when we had home phones, right?
Yes.
My dad would answer it during dinner time, and he would either say, well, why don't I get your phone number and I'll call you at dinner time? Or he'd pick it up and say, hello. And then he'd set it down. Oh my God. And just let them like have a conversation with themselves. He would do hilarious things, you know, back in the day where solicitors just called on the phone.
Yeah.
But anyway, I am invested in people because I think I naturally see the good in them, which makes me an easy victim to be taken advantage of. And I've learned that over the years. I had to be careful not to buy everything that people are selling, you know.
But it makes you compassionate and understanding. And I don't know that I would be treating myself the same way that you have treated me if I were on the outside, if that makes sense. I think I would have probably been just as harsh as people have been. Like, well, move on.
Yeah.
Like, too bad.
Well,
get over it.
Part of it is internal that I was born with, but part of it is literally just living in a lot of places, talking to a lot of people. One of the things that I love about our faith tradition, our religion, is that everywhere you go, you have an instant built-in community. Other people, other faiths will say that, but it's different because of how integrated we are, right? We have activities twice a week together, and we serve in so many different capacities instantly that I have gotten to know a lot of really good people really intimately.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like we kind of laugh and kind of shake our heads at the people that will say things about you and I, like secretly being lovers or something, it's like, what is wrong with people? But I think that we have a very unique situation in our church where we have experience getting to know other people in vulnerable settings, right? If you're the Relief Society president, you're talking to other women about their struggles, or you're knocking on their doors to make sure they're okay, or you have ministering assignments. There's just all sorts of ways that you get to know people. And so when I've been in different wards or congregations, we've lived in the DC area, we've lived in the Seattle area, we've lived all over Utah, we've lived in Idaho. I feel like I've seen enough of the world and talked to enough people that I've heard a lot of different stories. And I can't remember the quote exactly, but it's something like, once you know somebody's story, you can never hate them or be mad at them, right? It's like, if you don't like somebody, listen to their story. Yeah. It's basically the point of it, is like,
we're all fighting that battle.
Everybody has something, and you just don't understand it yet. So I'm always curious to understand the why behind somebody's behavior.
So if you are in the Gritlock, a member of this community of women wanting to develop more grit, you have more access to Carly as well.
Yeah, I need to know what people are looking for. If it's conversations, if it's we've talked about YouTube Live, doing that. If it's just some of my essays and thoughts that come to me, if it's question and answers, if it's, we've talked about, I've always thought Dear Abby would be awesome. Do you know Abby Ayers?
Yeah.
You know that name?
Yeah.
I don't get on Instagram very much anymore at all, but she would do something called Salty Abby, I think.
Oh.
And it was hilarious.
Really?
Yes.
Or she was just kind of spicy with her comments or something?
Yeah, sometimes she would answer all sorts of things from, people who are needing prayers and in really hard, sad situations, to like, cheating scandals or, crazy things. And she would react and talk in stories about them or whatever. And I don't know. I have all sorts of ideas, and I'd love to give back and add to that community, but I want it to be in a way that is meaningful to them and worth paying for,
Right.
And I don't want to assume, I don't want to assume anything. And I also know that the way people consume content is different, and it changes all the time. Like, maybe they don't want to read a small essay from me about my feelings, like a lesson that I've learned.
No, I do. I like it. And also, side note, Abby's parents replaced mine as mission presidents in the New Jersey Morristown mission. Yeah. Funny, huh?
Interesting.
I know. Such a small world.
I didn't put that together.
Yeah. So anyway, this is quite the long podcast. We're all over the place.
We'll be editing some of it out, though.
11:40 p.m. Yeah. And I also wanted to mention really fast this morning, when you mentioned that you're kind of known for your bun. So am I. They said to me at the gym, somebody was just like, "You've got an ice cream cone, like ice cream swirl on the top of your head," referring to my bun. But it was kind of like a compliment because I love ice cream so much. But
is that why it's like the subliminal message to yourself? Yes. It's an ice cream.
Yes, correct. It's obviously it's instant positivity, But anyway, join the Gritlock and be part of this community of gritty women.
What you want. Let us know why you listen on YouTube, what you want to see, what you want on the app, how we can help. We're trying to connect. We're trying to build something that is, in a world that is so negative and scary, something that makes you feel safe, something that you can come to that is not just worth paying for, but worth like sharing in and being vulnerable in, worth contributing to yourself.
I know I mentioned this experience a lot because it was very impactful. When I did Shield Maiden, I felt this camaraderie with these women.
Yeah.
We
Do you
were
still
doing
stay in touch with them?
Yeah, a couple of them. You feel this, only you guys experienced that together.
Yeah.
And it was hard, you know,
Yeah.
when you got to know each other more intimately with personal conversations and you're doing it all together. And, you know, we're not all in the same state in this Gritlock and in this circle app, but you do the challenges together and you're typing every day to each other, but it's not on Facebook. You don't have to log into Facebook and get into the group.
There's a sense of privacy and like you can be vulnerable there. It's not going to be used against you. Nobody's going to look to report it to somebody else, right? Yeah. Nobody's going to go and send it to your ex and say, look what she's saying on here or whatever. Right. I will say, I saw a post because I think when they post, they come to my email. Like I've seen some of them there. And I read this post from a mom that is a stepmom and they've been battling in court for a long time. And she's like, I'm not there because I'm divorced. I'm there because I married somebody who is, right? And it was interesting as I read it, I was like, it's a totally different situation, but the same situation. Yeah. It's like the details don't have to be the same, but people in this group will totally understand. I mean, I can't say I totally understand, but I understand through you, right? Like, oh my gosh, this sounds the same, you know, this is the bottom
because I do have a separate group just for women who are dealing with family court.
Yeah. I just think it's really cool. It's like, there's several different, renditions, or what is the word I'm looking for? Different accounts of the first vision of Joseph Smith, right? Several different accounts. And when it first came to my attention, I asked my dad about it. I was like, why are there different stories? Why are these not the same? And he said, Carly, do you think I tell the same cop stories in the same way to my FBI buddies? Do you think I tell them the same way to your mom? Do you think I tell them to you the same way that I tell them to my buddies? Like, and his point was people in the industry or people with different age groups or emotional capacities or whatever, everybody, they understand and receive information differently and they know different things. They've experienced different things, right? And so the way you tell a story, the words you choose and what you leave in and what you take out, it's all different based on who you're talking to. Yeah. And Gritlock, you know, he's like, when you're talking to other people in the industry, other detectives or whatever, you don't have to say so many things you have to say to other people because they know. Yeah. They know the smell, they know the sight, they know the scene, they know the history, they know all. You don't have to tell them that. They know. And so these women, it's like being able to talk to somebody else in the industry. They don't have to explain the behavior of the crazy ex. They know. Yeah. Right? It's like, it's a place, I wanted to go to BYU. I never looked at the colleges near me in Seattle. I didn't care. If I was going to go to school, I was going to go to BYU. Why? Because I was tired of having to try and convince people that I'm not crazy, that I'm not part of a cult. I just wanted to go and like have my spiritual life, be my spiritual life, and just be a normal person. Yeah. And like date somebody that I didn't have to go through all of that with. They just knew, and we could focus on volleyball and dating and whatever, you know what I mean? This group is something like that, where it's like, I want to leave everything behind. I don't want to have to explain or whatever. It's like, I just want to be with my people. That's how I felt growing up outside of Utah. I just wanted to come be with my people. And I think women, whether they're stuck in court or a hard relationship or whatever it is, they just need time with their people. And is it sad that we have to pay to do it? Yeah. But I was talking to my friend that I walk with every week. Yeah. And I was like, Haley, we just spent an hour and a half together and we didn't spend any money. Like, where do you do that? Right? Usually if you're going to spend time as a mom, you have to go get lunch together or you're going to run an errand together, right? Like, that's the sad state of our reality. Right. You know, but rather than going to lunch together, we're meeting online every day. We're sharing our thoughts and our feelings, and we're hopefully becoming better. If nothing else, we're in a safe place for a few minutes or however long you want to be there, where you can just exhale. Yep, that's exactly right. And feel seen.
So join us in the Gritlock. I'll put the link in the description, and maybe we'll come again next week with more things that we've learned. Hopefully they won't be so disgusting.
I mean, well, hopefully next week we come back with awesome insights from, what are we calling that night?
Off the record.
Off the record. Yeah. Tell them about the drink real fast.
Oh yes. We have a signature soda. I mean, I don't even drink soda that much.
But the name of it, I was like, oh, I love this.
Yes, the name is, can I please have one contempt? And it is just, I like the taste of Diet Coke. I don't like drink it every day, but just like a Diet Coke with the lime and the coconut. And
it's a classic.
And then like a glittery black shimmery dust that like goes around the edge of the whatever.
The cup or whatever, yeah.
Because I was like, I need something that makes it stick out. And it's the gritty signature soda called I'll Have a Contempt, please.
It's going to be fun stuff like that.
Yes.
We're going to just come together and we'll have stories.
And I'm going to ask him, because I've asked them this before, like, what are some of the nicknames you guys call your exes? And some are like Voldemort. And another.
He who must not be named.
Yes. The petitioner. I've got other names, but. And
not that you're going to put online.
So stay tuned for that. I still want to talk more about trial. We talked about a few things, but I still want to get into that. And anyway, there's lots to come.
There's always stuff. I mean, you hadn't even said anything about the neighbor.
I know. And there's more with that too. It's being escalated to a hate crime. So that's good, because then it turns into a felony.
Yeah.
Like, it's that bad. He just called India the N-word again today.
What is wrong with him?
He didn't say it out loud. He mouthed it. So he's not speaking to us, but he's mouthing it. It's like lip singing it. I'm like, oh yeah.
But in it says that he cannot communicate directly or indirectly.
Right. But he's an idiot and didn't read that. He just thinks I just can't talk to them. So he'll itch his face and flip us off, pretending to itch his face. I mean, he's
stunted. This guy's stunted,
mentally unwell. So why do I anyway?
You don't surround yourself. You just happen to be in this one location that you can't get out of.
Oh my gosh.
One day.
Yeah. So stick around. Tell us what you want to hear in future podcasts. Comment, like, and subscribe. And we're thankful that you listened this long. We will see you next time on the Gritty Mamas podcast with no upside down. Bye.